Those stories still to come, but first, Iran has begun enriching uranium at a brand new nuclear facility. The West has slammed the move as a provocation at a time when brinkmanship between the US and Iran has reached boiling point. The Islamic State says its new plant is deep underground, making it immune to airstrikes. Some analysts claim it could produce nuclear fuel that's easier to adapt for weapons use. Meanwhile, the Pentagon says it's prepared to use force to reopen a vital oil route in the Persian Gulf, which Tehran has threatened to block. Adding to the tension, a former Marine has been found guilty of spying for the CIA and sentenced to death in Iran. The US has slapped its latest round of economic sanctions on the country in response to its nuclear program, with the EU also preparing to enforce new penalties. But Patrick Henningsen, associate editor for Infowars.com, thinks Tehran has the links it needs to stay afloat.
The idea of the Western bloc, the Axis powers of the United States, Britain, France, and Israel, is to isolate Iran. This is their first step. First we isolate, then we impose sanctions. Now they hope to have an oil embargo, so to speak, a bull ring around Iran, but a major problem crept up last week. We saw South Korea has made it very clear that they want to continue to import Iranian crude. Now also Japan is mulling over this sanction because they are also a major importer of Iranian oil, and China has announced officially that it wants Iran to be its #2 oil importer in 2012. These sanctions that they've tried to put forward via the US, they might work in the short term to apply pressure, but I don't think, by the looks of it economically, that it's going to have a major long-term impact on Iran.